Okay, the recording has started. You're good to go ahead and start, Chair.
Okay, great. The time is 5:30 p.m. on January 21st, 2021, and I'd like to call this meeting of the 2020 Redistricting Commission to order. In the interest of public health and safety and pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order N-2920, members of the Redistricting Commission and staff are participating in this meeting by teleconference. In accordance with the executive order, the public may view this meeting online, but not in City Council chambers. The city launched a virtual commenting portal, e-comment, that allows residents to comment and participate in the meeting from their own homes. You can find the link to e-comment at www.chulavistaca.gov/virtual meetings. Your comments must be received before I call for the close of the commenting period in order to be considered. After the commenting period is closed, I will announce a brief pause to allow commissioners time to read any comments that have been received. If you have difficulty or need assistance with e-comment during the meeting, please call 619-348-8056 and City Clerk staff will assist you. Would the secretary please call the roll?
Yes. Commissioner Andrade is absent. Commissioner Kressler? I think I saw. Okay. Got it. Commissioner Dostal is absent. Commissioner Fortner?
I'm here.
Commissioner Juan?
Here.
Commissioner Moreno? I can see you, but I didn't hear you, Commissioner Moreno. Okay. And Chair Hurtado.
Present. And Tishar, I have a lot of difficulty hearing you during the roll call.
You did? Okay. I wonder why.
Like you're breaking up or something.
Okay. And Commissioner Moreno, you may want to try turning off your camera for just a little while because it's going a little slow and that can help sometimes. Okay, I'm done with roll.
Perfect. Okay, so we have Commissioner Dostal is absent, and the rest of the members are present. Public comments is the section on the agenda for members of the public to address the commission on items that are not listed on the agenda. I will now call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final public comments. Commissioners, as a reminder, please refresh the view on your screen to ensure new comments appear.
And Chair Hurtado, just a quick correction. Commissioner Andrade is absent today as well.
Hi, Commissioner Moreno here, just recording my attendance. Sorry about that. I had a difficulty.
Thank you.
The commenting period for the public comments is now closed. I did not see any public comments, so we will move on to agenda item number 1. The first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the December 17th, 2020. Do the commissioners have any questions for staff before we go to public comment? I will now call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on the item before the commission deliberation. Commissioners, as a reminder, please refresh the view on your screen to ensure new comments appear. The commenting period for this item is now closed. I didn't see any comments for the commissioners to read. Do the commissioners have any comments or questions regarding the minutes of the December 17th meeting? Can I get a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion, I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Mr. Modano moved approval. And who second? I'm sorry, I didn't catch the second.
I did, Commissioner Hurtado. I second it. Commissioner Juan.
Okay. Oh, Juan, okay. So we have a motion and a second. I'll let the secretary do roll call vote.
Commissioner Kressler?
I'm sorry, but it was already seconded. Was there a question to me? I didn't catch that.
Oh, we're doing a roll call vote. Commissioner Kressler?
A roll call? Yeah, here. We did a roll call now.
We had a motion and a second, and now we're doing the vote.
Okay. So, yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Fortner?
Aye.
Commissioner Juan?
Aye.
Commissioner Moreno?
Yes.
And Chair Hurtado?
Yes. Moving on to item number 2. The next item on the agenda is item 2, update by Bylaws Subcommittee of proposed revisions to the Redistricting Commission bylaws. The only action for this item is to hear the report of the subcommittee. And so I will refer this to the subcommittee, which I think Mr. Commissioner Juan is doing the report. So I will turn it over to him.
Thank you, Chair Hurtado. So, Commissioner Dostal and I were able to communicate shortly after the holidays to start the process of reviewing the bylaws and editing and providing a draft for our group here. We are still in process in that, so just a heads up that we would like to present those at our next meeting, given the fact that I know that Commissioner Gospel had quite a packed schedule these past few weeks with trial. But we do have a draft that we are moving forward with. Most of the edits have not been substantive. It's much more about changing wording from districting to redistricting, updating the dates to actually remove any notations of 2020 Redistricting Committee that's already in the document from 2015. So I guess the only update at this point is we have a draft working on it. She and I will be hopefully communicating next week to finalize that draft to present to you all. So I'm actually going to ask the staff what best way to do this. Should we simply wait for the next meeting, or if we finish our draft within the next week or two, is there a way, or should we be able to present that to the rest of the commission?
I guess, Carrie, can we, or somebody give us an answer on that?
Yes, thank you. Commissioner Wong, it'd be your discretion if you'd like to distribute it ahead of time. We can make it available to the commission and to the public at the same time. Typically, when items come back forward to the commission, we would present it with the agenda, which typically goes out about a week before the meeting. But if you'd like to send it out earlier, we can certainly facilitate that for you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I just think that if we get it out early enough, we'd love to get it out to folks to review before meeting. So great. So we will be presenting that hopefully for our final vote next meeting.
That sounds good. And just if any members of the public are watching, we'll make that draft document available to the public at the same time that it goes out to the commission through the commission's redistricting website. So the chulavistaca.gov/redistricting.
Yep.
And I'll ask for staff assistance here also, since we're going to have this item on the next agenda. Do we still do the 2-minute public comment here?
Yes, Madam Chair, I would still suggest you do the 2-minute comment, and then we'll also add it to the next agenda as well.
Okay, I will go ahead now and ask staff to do our 2-minute comment period. Okay, the commenting period for this item is now closed. No comments were received. Do any of the commissioners have any comments or questions on this item at this time? Seeing none.
No, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry. Mr. Moreno?
No comment.
Was there someone else who had a comment?
No.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is item 3, presentation and discussion on the evaluation of the proposals submitted for a professional redistricting consultant / demographer and consideration of a resolution recommending the City Council approve the selected consultant. And does staff have a presentation?
You're on mute.
Hi, Chair. No PowerPoint presentation, but we do have a discussion for the item or presentation for the commission. Just to go over our process, we did shortly after our last meeting meet with the evaluation panel and the subcommittee that was selected to review the RFP and the scorecards. We had a pretty open discussion between the subcommittee and the evaluation panel to find a consultant that fit all of the components of the RFP that was issued. The components were that we were going to evaluate the approach, the use of technology, public engagement, proven experience with compliance to California and other applicable laws, as well as price. And then we met again after reviewing the proposals. The evaluation panel, just as an extra note, did determine that all 3 of the proposals were responsive. And then we proceeded to interviews and references. And after further discussion and another meeting with the evaluation panel and subcommittee, there was one consultant that stood out, and we're here to make that recommendation to you. So I'd like Commissioner Kressler is actually going to name our selected consultant and talk a little bit more about our process.
Thank you,
Christina,
Commissioner Kressler.
Yes, thank you, everyone. So, Madam Chairman Hurtado and myself, we acted as observers but active participants in the selection process, and we'd like to formally announce the selected consultant out of the 3 proposals received was the National Demographics Corporation, or NDC. We, the subcommittee, fully and unanimously support this recommendation of NDC to the Commission. This was based on the RFP responses, contents of the interview, and ultimately NDC provided multiple software and mapping tools that the city and the public can use. They were extremely thorough, experienced, user-friendly, and most importantly, they've served in this capacity to a number of comparable markets.
Thank you, Commissioner Kressler. Do any of the commissioners have any clarifying questions before we go to public comment?
Commissioner, can you please outline the the criteria on the scoring again? I know it was price and a few other things.
Perhaps we have either Christina or Victor do that?
Yeah, do you want to have Victor pull that up?
Yeah, Commissioner Moreno, Chair, thank you very much. The RFP process is very similar throughout. And so the evaluation criteria was very similar to the evaluation criteria you saw in the outreach consultant. So we wanted to make sure that the consultant had enough experience in California in the public sector. Their consultant staff was experienced, their price and their approach to the actual RFP and proposal. So similar to what you saw, it was comparable, specifically to the electronics and the demographer side.
I think that's why Edith was able to do it.
Any other questions?
You know, and it wasn't really impactful.
Commissioner Wan? You're muted.
Just a quick clarifying. This is a different demographer that was used in 2015 then, or is this the same consultant?
This is a
I don't
different
know if staff
demographer.
can answer that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
One more.
Okay, I will now.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Never
Okay.
mind.
I will now call for the 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on the item before the commission deliberates. Commissioners, as a reminder, please refresh the view on your screen to ensure new comments appear. I'm sorry, I can no longer see the clock. Did I lose something here?
The time expired.
And Tashar, were there any comments received? I saw something flash on my screen and then I lost it.
When I last checked, no, but let me just check one more time. No comments received.
Okay. The commenting period for this item is now closed, having received none. Do the commissioners have any questions or comments on the Okay. Okay, then I will ask for a motion to accept the recommend NDC to the City Council for the demographer contract. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Would you like to make that motion? I have a motion from Commissioner Kressler. Can I have a second? Or was that Moreno?
That was
Okay.
Commissioner Juan.
So we have a motion from Commissioner Juan, Chair Hurtado.
And I second.
Okay, can I have a second then?
I'll second Commissioner Kressler.
Right. And who was that?
Commissioner
Commissioner
Kressler.
Fortner, was that you? Okay. So we have a motion and a second. I'll ask the secretary to do the roll call vote.
Really quickly before I do that, Chair Hurtado, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
You do cut out sometimes, but I can hear you fine right now.
Okay, it sounds like maybe our responses are getting delayed to you because we get responses and then you ask again. So probably there's just a little delay in the response, just so you know.
Okay, thank you.
And just to make a quick correction, I believe the motion would have been by Juan and the second would have been by Commissioner Fortner.
Correct.
And I'll go ahead and take a roll call vote.
Okay, I think we're ready for the roll call vote. Yes.
Commissioner Kressler,
Aye.
Commissioner Fortner,
Aye.
Commissioner Juan,
Aye.
Commissioner Moreno,
Yes.
and Chair Hurtado.
The motion passes. The next item on the agenda. Yes.
I apologize for the interruption. This is Carrie. I didn't hear your vote come through. You voted yes, is that correct?
I voted yes. Yes.
Okay, and just for the record, if I can just state that the vote that was just taken is to adopt the resolution of the 2020 Redistricting Commission of the City of Chula Vista, recommending the selection of NDC as the demographer for the Redistricting Commission. So thank you for allowing that interruption.
Okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is item number 4, presentation and discussion on the evaluation of the proposal submitted for a professional outreach consultant and consideration of a resolution recommending the City Council approve the selected consultant. Do we have a staff presentation?
Yes, thank you, Chair Hurtado. This is Ann Steinberger, and I'll start the presentation. Thanks to Shar, if you could move to the next slide. So there was a committee set up to review the RFPs for the outreach consultant, and there are some details on the slide here. We received 5 qualified proposals, and our evaluation panel and the evaluation panel reviewed and scored the proposals, and we met with the subcommittee to discuss the aspects that we were looking for our outreach consultant, specifically experience with outreach and specific experience in the Chula Vista community, familiarity with the districting or redistricting process, and adequate staff support for all the work that's needed to get our community engaged in this process. So those were some of the important aspects we were looking for. And then next slide. We did conduct, following the review, we did have interviews on January 13th, and the evaluation panel and the subcommittee all participated in this. The panel had 3 city staff members, myself, Stacy Kurtz, who manages our Healthy Chula Vista Commission, and Angelica Davis, who works in our housing and homeless outreach efforts, as well as Lillian Leopold, the public information officer for Southwestern College. And then on our subcommittee was Commissioners Fortner, Moreno, and Andrade. So we all met and had unanimous agreement on the recommendation, and I'll turn it over to Commissioner Fortner to share the committee's input and to announce our recommendation, which is the next slide to Shar.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So just to add a little bit of what Ann stated, the subcommittee consisted of myself, Commissioner Andrade, and Commissioner Moreno. There were several factors that we believe should have been addressed in the interviews with the firms. A couple of those things, just to let you know, was a firm that was able to appeal to the large Latinx community, but who also recognized the importance of engaging our other communities in Chula Vista, communities of color, the Asian American, Filipino community, Black community, and much more. So this particular firm did do that. We also thought it would be important to have a firm that had a multi-generational and socioeconomic approach. a firm that was able to reach out during the pandemic, or so they had some very good virtual recommendations. And then also a company or firm that could had the time to donate. So in figuring that out, while being presented with all that information, the subcommittee and the panel is recommending Southwest Strategies to serve as the outreach consultant for this year's process.
And we should also share that Southwest Strategies did work with the city on the initial districting effort in 2015, just so you're aware.
Thank you for the presentation. Do commissioners have any clarifying questions before we go to the public? I don't see any, so I will ask Tashar to set the clock. The commenting time for this item is now closed. No comments were received. Do any of the commissioners have comments or questions on this item? I will ask for a motion to approve this item.
Commissioner Moreno moves to approve.
Thank you, Commissioner Moreno. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Fortner. We have a motion and a second. The secretary would do roll call.
Commissioner Kressler?
Aye.
Commissioner Fortner?
Aye.
Commissioner Juan?
Abstain?
And Commissioner Moreno?
Yes.
And Chair Hurtado?
Yes. Motion passes. Yes.
Chair Hurtado, if I could just clarify for the record that this is resolution of the 2020 Redistricting Commission of the City of Chula Vista, recommending the selection of Southwest Strategies as the public outreach consultant for the Redistricting Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. Moving on to other business, staff comments.
I have a quick question. Mr. Mayor, do we have an anticipated date when these two items will go to our recommendations will go to City Council?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Moreno. You were reading my mind. So at this point, we plan on taking these two items to council at the meeting of February 16th. And if the commission would like to authorize someone, Chair Hurtado, I apologize, but I should have asked you this in advance, but if you would like to present, or if each of the members of the, one member from each of the subcommittees would like to be available to either present to council or be at the council meeting to answer any questions, the commission could authorize that at this time. And I don't have any other comments other than that.
Okay, I will ask first on the recommendation for NDC. I guess that would be me and Commissioner Kressler. Commissioner Kressler, are you interested in being part of the presentation to the City Council on 16th?
No, I apologize. I was on mute. Yes, I would be interested in participating.
Okay, Carrie, so if staff could coordinate with Commissioner Kressler for that. And then on the Southwest strategies of the subcommittee members, is there anyone who is interested in being part of that staff presentation on the 16th? And so that would be Commissioner Moreno or Fortner.
I cannot participate that day.
Commissioner Moreno will do it.
Great, Commissioner Moreno. So Carrie, if you could make sure that those staff coordinates with those commissioners to be part of the presentations.
Yes, and Chair, for formality's sake, if you wouldn't mind if we ask Tashar to take a roll call vote to authorize Commissioner Kressler and Commissioner Moreno to present to council on the selection of the Redistricting Commission consultant.
Okay, thank you. Tashar?
Yes, Commissioner Kressler? Oh, great, thank you. Commissioner Fortner?
Aye.
Commissioner Juan?
Aye.
Commissioner Moreno?
Yes.
And Chair Hurtado?
Yes. Thank you for that roll call vote. So we'll move forward with that. Any other staff comments? Nope. Chair's comments. Thank you. Chair's comments. I just want to thank everyone for the good work they're already doing and look forward to our next meeting. Any comments from the commissioners?
Both of these firms, Southwest Strategies and the National Developer, have they already been notified, or since we already made the public vote as they were selected?
Commissioner Moreno, thanks for that question. I'm actually, I've created the notices of intent to award. As soon as this meeting is over and adjourned, I will send those emails out to those who participated.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the commissioners? I don't see any. So it is 6:10 p.m. and I am adjourning this meeting to the next regular meeting of the 2020 Redistricting Commission, which will be on February 18th, 2021. Thank you all and good night.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.